Whether you're new to Apex or a seasoned player, a term that you're going to be hearing a lot of is wall jumping. And today I'm going to be showing you 3 different kinds in a variety of different ways, all while breaking them down so even the newbiest of players can understand. By the end of today, you're going to know how to wall push, wall jump, and fatigue jump in a bunch of different ways and scenarios. We'll also talk about and troubleshoot a few different ways that you could be messing up your wall jumps, so even if you do understand but you can't quite seem to figure it out, we'll be able to help you out. Yo, what's going on everybody, District here. Today's video is all about the 3 main wall jumps in Apex and how you can use them to create an advantage in the fights that you're taking. In a game like Apex where the time to kill is so long, there's actually so much room to add new and unique plays that will help you increase the time that it actually takes to kill you. The harder it is and the longer it takes to kill you doesn't just help you win those fights easier, but it keeps you in the fight longer, meaning that you can keep shooting your gun, which helps you deal more damage, draw bigger games, and way more clutch moments. Now obviously you don't need fancy movement to be good at Apex. Look at Imperial Hollow controller.
Oh. Apparently it's supposed to glow in the dark.
Your aim and your positioning are still going to be key to winning games. But just like a balanced diet, adding some solid movement techniques can help you strengthen your gameplay and take you to that next level. Just like there's 3 ways to wall jump, there's also 3 ways that we're going to be thinking about using our movement. The first way is pushing. Movement like wall jumps are great for helping you cross through typically really open areas, where you'll be in the open without cover and your opponents are going to be safe behind theirs. This essentially helps you push through no play zones while taking minimal damage compared to if you were to just run through that open distance. The second way is using those movements to stay in a fight that's either a fair 50-50 or that you're losing, giving you that chance to clutch up. And thirdly, that last method is to help you leave fights that you aren't confident in winning, helping you keep your health up so that you can leave without dying, and so that when you do get out of that bad fight, you won't be absolutely destroyed. Alright, now let's hop into what each wall jump is and what they're good for. Then we'll break them down step by step for you. Starting off with the easiest, wall pushes. These are not only the easiest to learn, but also they're the fastest to execute, meaning that you can pull these off extremely fast in fights. They're great for quickly changing positions within a gunfight, gaining momentum when you don't have time to start a sprint or a slide jump, as well they're great for pushes in and out of small areas. Next up is the original wall jump, or the slide jump wall jump. Most commonly used for repositioning around the map, like getting over walls or different levels of elevation, but also great for making pushes through open areas with little to no cover, while giving you speed and momentum that you can use to carry yourself around the map. And lastly, the hardest to learn and be consistent with, on top of having the most variations and combos, the fatigue wall jump. It's great for quickly reaching different levels of elevation like new floors, high ledges, and windows, all while being able to keep your gun in your hand. It's also amazing for getting out of the open quickly, as well as being hard to hit in close quarter fights like 1v1s. Starting off with wall pushes, we can break these down into 3 really easy steps. Step 1, getting yourself to that wall. The first step in every wall jump is simply getting yourself to the wall so that you can mantle it. And mantling, for the people who don't know, is when you connect or stick to that wall. To mantle the wall for a wall push, we're going to run towards that wall and jump. That's all. You should stick to the wall like this and just slide down. In this example here though, I'm pressing myself against the wall, so I'm pushing forward and jumping. And once I hear that audio of me mantling the wall, I let go of that stick and let myself slide down. Step 2, the push off the wall. Once you've mantled the wall, you're going to hit jump. Don't push forward, don't push back, just jump. This will push you off the wall, backwards and into the ground. Step 3, sliding out of that push. You'll notice that if you just jump off the wall, you'll get thrown back and then you'll hit the ground and you'll stop moving. We can give ourselves more momentum and keep our body moving by simply hitting crouch and sliding out of that backwards push. Now this is a complete extra part, but because you now have momentum that you're carrying with you, you can actually use that momentum to redirect yourself into a new direction. This is really useful, especially when you're trying to stay hard to hit while during those close quarter 1v1 fights, but just note these more advanced moves are only possible on PC where you can tap strafe. But good news, if you are thinking about switching to PC from console, I just partnered with Apex Gaming PCs to build the best computers for players who are looking to make the switch at an affordable price. I'll talk a little bit more about this towards the end of the guide, and I'll also show you how to save $250 on your build. Next up is the original wall jump or the slide jump wall jump. Step 1. Mantle that wall. Just like the original wall push, our first step is simply getting to the wall so that we can mantle it. We're going to do this easily by just slide jumping at the wall. That momentum from the slide jump will throw you at the wall and push you into a mantle. You can also do this from a bunch of different angles. Just make sure that you turn towards the wall, otherwise you won't connect at all and you'll just slide off the wall. Note that once you slide jump, you don't need to push forward or pull back or do any other movements. Otherwise, you'll end up either climbing or just not connecting. Step 2. Jumping off the wall. Now that you're stuck to the wall and you've mantled it, simply hit jump and push yourself away from that wall. Now, because you can come at that wall from a whole bunch of different angles, there's a few important notes here. When coming in on an angle, you need to make sure that you're looking at the wall within 45 degrees. If you look past 45 degrees, you actually won't even be able to connect and mantle the wall, you'll just slide right off of it. Now, for parallel wall jumps like this right here, you'll need to make sure that you add one extra step. If we just slide jump parallel to that wall, there's nothing that's actually going to bring us close enough to the wall so that we can mantle it. So we need to air strafe or push our body while we're in the air towards that wall. If you look at my controller layout here, you'll actually notice that I briefly move my left stick, which controls my body, towards that wall so that I can quickly connect to it. Then I face turn the wall, I mantle, and hit jump and push off. Now for the hardest jump with the most variations of how to do it, the fatigue wall jump. First, we need to understand what a fatigue jump even is. This here is a regular jump. You'll notice that you go about this high, but if you jump then jump again too close to that original jump, you'll notice that you don't go nearly as high. This is because of jump fatigue, and it lasts for about half of a second. For some reason, when you jump at the wall and jump off of it, it will push you back and into the ground, compared to when you introduce a fatigue jump as the jump that you use to mantle the wall. When you jump off, it will push you up vertically in the air and away from the wall at the same time. Alright, so now that you have some basic understanding of what a fatigue jump is and how to fatigue yourself with jumps, let's break down how to actually fatigue jump. Step 1. Fatigue yourself. We're going to do this simply by taking one jump to fatigue ourselves. Little side note here, any type of jump will fatigue you. So jumping off of a zip line or even slide jumping towards the wall, that will fatigue you. Step 2. Now that we're fatigued, we're going to jump forward and mantle the wall. You don't need to worry about pushing forward or pulling back, just stick to the wall and let yourself slide down. Keep in mind that fatigue lasts for about half of a second, which means that you don't actually have to be right next to the wall like you see me doing right here. You can actually jump and then run a couple steps, or even slide jump and run a couple steps towards that wall before you jump and mantle it. Step number 3, jump off the wall. Now, something really cool about the fatigue wall jump is that you can just jump normally without any other inputs, and that will throw you backwards off the wall. Or you can jump and push your movement stick forward, and that will keep you close to the wall instead of throwing you away from it. Something that we can also do to add on to this type of wall jump is chaining this wall jump one after another. Earlier in the video I mentioned that any jump that you use, whether it's a jump off of a wall, a slide jump, a regular jump, or even a jump off of a zip line, those jumps will fatigue you. So what we can do with this wall jump is every single time that we jump off the wall, that jump will fatigue us. Once we hit the ground, we don't need to jump again to fatigue. All we need to do is jump at the wall, allowing us to chain this vertical wall jump one after another over and over and over again. Now, a little bit of a buzzkill here, but unless you're on PC, there are just so many things that you can't do, like this right here. Console unfortunately is limited to what movement and other game mechanics you're capable of doing. Now that doesn't mean that console players can't be good, but it does mean that there's an entire world of mechanics that you'll never be able to use unless you make the switch. This is actually the main reason why I moved from Xbox to PC back in Season 12. Now this is why I'm really proud to say that I'm actually partnered with Apex Gaming PCs to build custom affordable PCs designed specifically for Apex. We got together, we made 3 different builds to get your foot in the door. The first one being a budget PC to game at a comfortable FPS with decent graphics. Then we upgraded that PC to perform at amazing visual qualities to the point where you will never drop FPS. Then we built a custom PC for people who are looking to take on content creation. A PC that needs to be able to handle good FPS while recording, streaming, and editing. Now, you can actually save upward of $250 when you use code DISTRICT at checkout. And as always, you're able to take the options that we've given you and add, remove, or even change parts that we put in it to suit your needs better. Alright, and last but not least, we're going to troubleshoot these wall jumps to make sure that even if you do understand but you can't quite seem to get that wall jump, maybe there's something that you're doing wrong, we'll be able to help you. A couple of really common mistakes that I see when I'm coaching people on how to wall jump is that they continue to push forward as they're mantling the wall. As well, they try to pull backwards as they're mantling the wall. When you push forward, it will result in you climbing. And the more that you climb, the less momentum that you're going to have when you eventually jump off the wall, giving you these really small jumps. First, when you pull backwards when you're trying to mantle, you'll notice that you actually don't even stick to the wall, but it actually just kicks you off as soon as you touch it, taking away your ability to even jump. So, if you're having one of these issues, go back to the basics and start from scratch. Practice just jumping at the wall and mantling, and don't hit anything else. Just let your fingers dangle and let your body connect to the wall and slowly slide down. If you notice that you keep climbing once you hit the wall, remember, take your thumb off the stick as you're connecting. If you're noticing that you're actually not even sticking to the wall, practice letting go of your stick so that your body can get to the wall and fall down. That's all for today's guide. If you're ever interested in getting one-on-one coaching with me, make sure to check out the link in the description down below, as well as you can find all the links to Apex Gaming PCs, as well as the custom controllers that I choose to use every single day, also in the description. Oh, and before I forget, I've also started hosting movement clubs and gameplay review clubs in my Discord server, where we all get together and go over your clips to see what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, as well as to run around a private lobby together and practice the movement techniques that I'm showing you in videos like these. All these links will be in the description down below. I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Pushing for me dumb. Peace and love, take the peace and gloves. Now you gotta do it right now.
Oh my god!
Look how things will switch. People they're quick. They wanna move at the bits. Boy wanna choke some bitch. Nah. Unless you heard from me.
What is that?
Got it from me. All that energy extra.
Ew, what was that movement?
Even the beat is alone. Me with a squeeze. I get no feelings involved. Child. Leaving the beat is alone. Me with a squeeze. I'm getting hype, bitch.
Yeah, Vayne was really just the warm-up.
I knew I should have gone first.